Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Haritha and my kunya is Salim. Welcome to my channel. How are you? A friendly conversation. Friendly, no, let me say brotherly and sisterly conversation. So there are certain things that we say as Muslims that it scares me. And really we need to be careful when we utter these statements. Number one, let Allah judge me. Usually, this is, I call it a defensive statement. Usually, when somebody comes to correct you, and then you think the best thing to tell the person is, just leave me, let Allah judge me. What do you think the judgment of Allah is like? Hmm? Pizza and burger? Mhm. I don't know when we just say, oh, let Allah judge me. Do you really want to be judged by Allah? Won't you rather be judged by your fellow humans on a matter? And by judgment, I mean calling you to do the right thing than to be judged by Allah? I hope we know that on the day of judgment, there is no, oh, yeah, Allah, let me go and rectify this and come back. However, if you're doing something not proper and your brother or your sister is able to draw your attention to it, and you have evaluated and see that they are not coming from a malicious, stance, you can easily make amends, right? And the judgment is done there, right? Compared to when it's Allah judging you on that matter. So let's be careful when we throw that, statement around. Let Allah judge me. Allah will judge me. Allah is my judge. The second statement that we make, which is not very appropriate, no one is sinless. Are you sinless? Don't you sin too? Why are you judging me for sinning differently from me? You are a sinner too. Yes, we are all sinners. We probably all just sin differently. However, the best of sinners are those who repent. So do not take pride in your sin and say, oh, yes, I commit sin, we all sin. No. The best of sinners recognize that they commit sin, but are not proud that they commit it. And because they are not proud, they repent often. They repent many times. They are never proud of the sin. So that is the difference between a sinner and a sinner. The third very commonly said statement by the Muslims is religion is in my heart. It's the heart Allah will judge. Allah will judge the heart, not the hijab, not the beard, not the nisfu sack. It's the heart. Prophet Muhammad said, there is that part of the body that once it's in good condition, every other thing is in good condition, and that is the heart. So it's not possible that you have a great heart, but you're a terrible person. You disobey all the commandments of Allah proudly. None of us is fulfilling, none of us is obeying 100% to the letter all the commandments of Allah. However, but we are all striving. We are all, just striving to get better each day with each of our acts. But when you come and say, yes, I'm doing it, and so it's in my heart, it's in my heart. If your heart is truly in good condition, you will do the right thing. And even when you're not doing the right thing, you won't be proud that you're not doing the right thing because once the heart is really good, it will reflect in every aspect of your life. Can you offer salah in your heart? Can you fast in your heart? On the day of judgment, Allah is going to judge salah first. Would you say that, well, you did your salah in your heart? So let's be careful with all of these statements. It's in my heart, it's in my heart, it's in my heart. Iman is in the heart, but so is kufr. Kufr is also in the heart. But if your heart is that good, let it manifest. Because if you have it in your heart and it's not manifesting, it's arrogance. So why? And if you have it in your actions but it's not in your heart, then it's hypocrisy. And none of it is a good thing. Hypocrisy is a no-no. Arrogance is a no-no. So nobody is perfect, but do not be comfortable. Do not be too comfortable with your imperfection. Nobody is perfect. I am not perfect, but let's keep striving to get better. The fourth commonly said statement by Muslims is, I am a liberal Muslim. I am a new generational Muslim. I am a 21st century Muslim. I am a this Muslim and a that Muslim. I usually do not know what we mean by that. When we say, oh, we are liberal Muslims, we are this Muslims, all of that to just show that even though we are Muslims, we are not that kind of Muslims. We are the tush ones, the woke Muslims. We have to be careful. Reason being that you are either a Muslim or you're not a Muslim. So there is no in between. Say, oh yeah, I'm a Muslim, but I'm not a Muslim like that. Even as you're hearing me say it now, how much of sense does it make? A lot of us say these things just to, find a space with non-Muslims, especially when a non-Muslim comes and say, oh, you don't really behave like a Muslim. You say, oh yes, I'm a Muslim, but I don't carry it on my head. You should carry Islam on your head. In fact, you should carry it on every part of your body. Anyone who is not comfortable with it, then so be it. They should not be comfortable. As long as you do not harm people, you're not doing anything wrong with to them, you're not denying them of their rights or taking their rights away from them, but just being you, the Muslim that you ought to be. Don't be apologetic. You are a Muslim. Claim it, own it, and let others deal with it. We all worship the same God. It doesn't mean anything. I don't have issues with you because I believe we all worship the same God. Yes, this is the number five commonly said things by Muslims that also me. Really? People also come to say these things when they are also trying to pitch tents with non-Muslims. You think, oh, when you say we all worship the same God, I don't have issues with anybody, we all worship the same God. You shouldn't have issues with anybody, except it's called for. That is our deen, because we are very peaceful people. We preach peace, we advocate for peace. But to then come and say, oh, no problem, we worship the same God. We do not worship the same God. I don't know. We do not worship the same God. There are people who worship animate things as God. There are people who worship three in one God. There are people who worship the creations of God as God. The creations of God is their God. There are people people worship different things. I am one of the most peaceful human beings I know. Yes. But I know enough to give you your rights. I know enough to ensure that you give me mine. I know enough to be friendly. I know enough to be accepting of our differences and respecting of the differences. But I will not come and say we worship the same God. We do not. I'm a monotheist. You're a polytheist. So how are we worshiping the same God? You can be clear. This is my Lord. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. That is who you worship. And they have what or who they worship. However, you can be cordial, peaceful, friendly, and that's very okay. So these are the top five commonly, said things by Muslims that I find why, like why. Anyways, no one is perfect. I am not too. I pray that Allah forgive all of our shortcomings and He makes us better Muslims and better humans as individuals and as a group. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.